This video is the first in a series I'm going to do about facing fear. It is the key theme that's coming up from my coachees this week. And surprise, surprise, because it's pretty scary banana at the moment. And we don't usually talk about it, especially leaders. The people are so busy worrying about their people that it's just not the done thing to talk about fear. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to give just a few simple tips. Now, why the hell am I qualified to talk about fear? Well, as well as the kind of formal coaching qualifications I've got, I've also got a few qualifications in cognitive behavioural therapy, etc. Used to be a Samaritan volunteer. But most importantly, I think fear is kind of my go-to emotion. Feel the fear and do it anyway has been kind of my motto throughout life. Apparently as a kid, I was so nervous about stuff. I once said to Mum I was worried that we'd run out of music. I was really fearful about that. Although looking at the charts at the moment, I do feel vindicated. So in my kind of little, my wardrobe of personality, fear, I'd guess, is my go-to little black dress. So I'm going to share some tips that I have found massively useful over the years. The first thing I'm going to do is give a very quick overview of how the brain works. This is a massive oversimplification. Any neuroscientists that happen to be watching, I know this is a little bit more complicated, but in layman's terms, this is what I find useful to understand. Our brain is layered like an onion. It's kind of evolved over time in layers. Or to use another analogy, when you see a house that was like a Victorian house and it's had like a 1960s conservatory tacked on the side of it, for example. So at the base of our brain is all the really basic functioning stuff, breathing and heart rate and stuff that we don't have to think about. Then we've got the next layer we share with mammals. And this is the bit that regulates things like emotions, and it regulates the fight or flight response. And then we've got our thinking cap, and we proportionately have a bigger one of these than any other animal. Oh yeah. Now what happens is that this amazing structure has kept us safe for many millennia, and when we're under stress, it's actually this bit of the brain that is in charge. Now do not ask me why, but when my kids were small, I referred to this bit of the brain as Trevor. Sorry to any Trevors out there, but basically Trevor's in charge. Imagine Trevor the caveman is in charge of us. Why? Because back in the day, if you're, hanging around the cave mouth and there's a rustle in the bushes, actually to think through, what should we do, boys and girls? Let's get some spreadsheets or some flip charts out and brainstorm some options, isn't going to work. Not least because they haven't been invented yet. This bit of the brain very quickly went, run away, hide, fight it. Very few options. And it still runs the show, so that's still what's going on. So what you'll see at the moment, and you'll see in yourselves, is that thinking bit, we don't have as much access to that. We're very much in a kind of fear mode. And also what's making it worse is that the kind of thinking bit of the brain is feeding it ideas, is feeding Trevor ideas. So there may not be an actual rustle in the bushes, but we're worried about the rustles in the bushes that are going to come. How the heck is all this stuff going to unfold? So the first tip, as I'll do a series of videos, but the first tip is simply, this sounds daft, is just going hello and thank you, Trevor. Because Trevor's just trying to keep us safe. That has been his job for many millennia, and he's done a damn good job of it. He has kept us safe. So the trouble is, if we try and push the fear away, we're kind of pushing the messenger away, and all Trevor's going to do is going to come back louder and stronger. So counterintuitively, the first step can be to go, thank you, got the message, understand. You want me to prepare. You want me to, to do something about this, and I absolutely will. Message received, and understood. And then in the next videos, we'll talk about how we can then kind of get the thinking bit back and make kind of appropriate action. Take care. Good luck.